Another day, another GTA wishlist. I want to talk about 7 features that I want to see in the next installment of the GTA franchise. Let's dive in. First, let's start with the future. I would like to return to the franchise. I know you have heard this before, but I really want to see it added back to the game. It is the RPG system from San Andreas, and that was the reason that almost all of the GTA fans loved the game. Over 20 years old, and still, it amazes me how a feature like that was removed from the game. It included the ability to get fat or muscular, and had other cool stuff like the respect meter, stamina, and my personal favorite, the sex appeal. That's not all. I want them to add a fatigue mechanism. If you don't have enough sleep that you pass out, which would be annoying for most of you, but for me, it would still be annoying, but make it a little bit more immersive. And it shouldn't happen during missions. Could you imagine you're in a high-intensity shootout and a notification pops out saying you need more sleep and you pass out? The other thing I want to see return is the return of the PS2 Vice City Atmosphere. I have never played Vice City on the PS2, but everyone that had played it has praised it for the atmosphere it had. I have watched some videos on YouTube on it, but you can't compare that to anything that I've played with, so I would want to see it make a return to the game. And this is the most likely to come back to show us young generations how good the atmosphere was. Moving on to the things I want them to implement from other games, this is the one I would say is the easiest to do, because it is from their other franchise, Red Dead Redemption. The hair mechanism should make a return to the GTA franchise. Arthur Morgan, the main character of RDR2, for people who don't know him, his hair would grow out and get as long as his beard as time passed by. That would be so cool to see with the 2 protagonists, both Lucia and Jason. But not that thing was that you can grow your hair from thin hair, and because Lucia is a female, do you guys think that they will add a female hair salon? Tell me down in the comments. While you're down there, we're getting really close to 400 subscribers, and I would really appreciate it if you would smash that subscribe button. I want to see more variations in transport methods. There are motorbikes, cars, bikes, and trains, and I know there are different kinds of brands for both motorbikes and cars, but listen to me right. What about animals like horses, mules, donkeys, and even bulls? Who cares? For example, they could incorporate it with the likes of country towns in their barns, or even them riding it on the road, or even having a competition to get extra cash for competing in prestigious competition with the riches of Vice City, which would add an extra enjoyment in the game. Houses. I know there were companies that you could buy in GTA 5, but they didn't have significant meaning to the game other than giving you a little amount of money on the side. I want the return of the ability that you could, but houses just to be close to the mission area, just not to drive a long way when you start the game again, and also other franchises that have meaning to the plot of the game rather than useless things to waste your money. The graphics. I know it's Rockstar, and they probably have millions of developers that will make it feel real just like GTA 5. And GTA 5 had good graphics for its time, but compared to now, a day standard, it's not looking spicy. For that, and for the reason that there are the next-gen consoles, I want it to look like that the characters look real, just like I am watching a movie, especially during the cutscenes. The towns. I want to see more compression of the towns, instead of making the map feel empty. You have probably heard that the map of GTA 6 will be 2 to 3 times bigger than that of GTA 5, but if the space is filled with nothing, it will feel lifeless, and won't make no one happy. But instead, if they add like new side mission for each town, it would make every place more enjoyable, and it won't make the times when you change your character annoying, unlike GTA 5 when you change to other characters. Mainly, Trevor, you would find yourself in the towns where you don't have anything to do until you reach the city, which is boring. They should make it like San Andreas. I'm not saying it should be the exact as San Andreas, but in San Andreas, you had a lot to do for a game that is 2 decades old. In Las Venturas, you had the casinos. In Los Santos, you had your gang and the bars. And in San Fierro, you had the Zero mission, which if you finish those missions, you're a legend. That was my wish list. We have to wait and see how much of it will be present when the game is released. If you want to watch another video, check the video on screen. YouTube suggested it just for you. Have a nice one.